Hello, welcome back to my channel. If you're new to this channel, welcome. If you've been here before, welcome back. Guys, it is that time of the year. I love this time of the year. It's the holidays. It's the month of November, and there's something special that is made in Barbados on the month of November, and I just love to make them. I love to eat them. I only make them this time of the month, so I can't wait to get started on making them and to show you how to make them. They are delicious. If you've never had them, you must try them. Now, this is coming up to November 5th, and let me give you a little bit of history really quickly. Years ago, the month of November 5th used to be celebrated in the island, and it was a day called the Guy Fawkes Day. Now, that day is not celebrated anymore. Celebration is done on November 30th, which is Independence in Barbados. But years ago, we used to celebrate, before Independence, we would celebrate Guy Fawkes Day, guys. Guy Fawkes, you got to look up the little history to find about it, but there was this guy in Britain who was trying to blow up Parliament. So after he was caught and all that stuff, the king said, okay, let's have a celebration on that day. So everybody celebrated. So we would have our little fireworks, and we used to have starlights. We were little kids, we would little starlights. The guys had the bombs and stuff. They don't do that anymore. So this is not celebrated anymore, but I still like to make the conkies. Even though we don't celebrate the holiday, we just make the conkies because they're delicious. I make them early so that you know how to make them and you'll be ready for November 30th. I make them twice. I make them early and I make them late because I got to make them at least twice for the month, because that's the only time I get to eat them. So there's a lot of ingredients that goes into making conkies. And I'm going to show you some of the ingredients here. Then I'm going to get them all prepped up, and we're going to come back and we're going to go on to the next step. So these are some of the ingredients here. These are my coconuts. I don't need all these coconuts, but I just have them here that you can see. So we have coconuts. I'll give you the recipe a little bit later. We have sweet potatoes. This is a sweet potato that have the red skin and is white on the inside. We're going to have the sweet potato, and we have pumpkin. This goes into it as well. And once we mix all that stuff up together, we have banana leaves that we're going to wrap it in. So this is a special occasion, guys. A lot of people look forward to eating this. And later on, once I get all of this prepped, I'm going to come back and I'm going to show you all the ingredients and how I put everything together, and we're going to make some conkies. So guys, if you're watching this video, this is early, so you have enough time to get all your stuff together so we can make some conkies. Okay, so let me get this together and I will be right back. Okay, guys, everything has been grated. It's a lot of work, but it's worth it. Trust me. I had my little friend, my food processor, that helped me grate everything. So before I put everything together, I want to show you the process. I want to show you everything that I have in front of me. Over here, you saw I had that big old pumpkin. This is 2.5 pounds of pumpkin. 2.5 pounds of pumpkin. Over here, the sweet potato, this is how much is this? 1 pound of sweet potato. Over here, I have 2 cups of coconuts. I have 2 eggs. I always get a lot of people write me, you don't put eggs in conkies, but I put eggs in my conkies. Over here, I have a 1/2 cup of flour. I have 2 pounds of cornmeal. Right here, 2 pounds of cornmeal. I have 1 cup of evaporated milk. I have 1/2 cup of butter. I have 2 pounds of sugar. All these we're going to be adding to the conkies. I have here a 1/4 cup of coconut oil. 1 teaspoon of salt. 1 teaspoon of cinnamon, 1 teaspoon of nutmeg, and 1 teaspoon of allspice, and also 2 cups of water. Okay, we also going to be adding some vanilla essence. I also have some mixed essence, and we have some almond essence. So all of these we're going to be adding to the conkies. So let me show you what I did. When I was gratering, I decided I'm just going to do it one time because I told you this is early. I'm making it now, but I'm going to make it again later in the month, because when I make this, I don't eat all this alone. I share it with my daughters and families and so on. So they're really not that much by the time I'm done. So then I make them again. So now I'm thinking maybe I'll make them twice, since I only make them in November. Now, that don't mean that you have to make it only in November. You can make it any time of the year that you want to make it. But I kind of just do the traditional thing, and I make it in November only, okay? So what I did here, this is heavy. I have a big pan, because you need a big pan that you're going to be making this stuff in. I don't have a lot of space here, but I'll show you. So I went ahead, I grated my sweet potato. I made extra. So this is 2 pounds of sweet potato in here, and I got like my 2.5 pounds of pumpkin in here. So I did like 2 sets each. So if I decide that I'm going to do this again later in the year, I mean in a month, I would have it. I also have my 2 cups of coconut. So I grated all this, and I keep this in the freezer. So when I'm ready, I just have to take this out, dethaw it, and put all my other ingredients, and I get conkies again, maybe twice for the year, for the month. I keep saying year, month, okay? So let me put this away, get my pan, and just start adding everything together. So what I didn't mention, guys, is we also need banana leaves. So these banana leaves, I found them in, if you have like a Spanish supermarket or so in your neighborhood, they're the ones that usually have them. Like Walmart and so on, you wouldn't find this, but those Spanish supermarket, you'll have them. Or maybe you live in an area where you have banana leaves outside, you can just go outside and pick some of them. So what I did with these is I turned the stove on, and I just put it on top of the stove and move it around, kind of swinge them a little bit. It makes them easier to fold when you put your conkies and so on inside of them, okay? It makes it easier to fold. Plus, it also sanitizes it a little bit too. So I'm gonna rest this over here. So I'm gonna rest that over there so we can get started. So now, because I have everything here, it's just a matter of putting everything together, okay? So now we have here, oh my goodness, I'm dropping stuff. So we have here, I'm just gonna put everything together. It's like dumping everything together. It's no, you know. So I have here my 2 pounds of cornmeal. So we put that in there. Now over here, I have 2.5 pounds of pumpkin, grated pumpkin. So we put this in here. There you go, dropping that again. So over here, I have 1 pound of sweet potato.
That's a pound of sweet potato?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. Look like more than a pound.
It's a pound, no. I have here 2 cups of coconut. And I have 2 pounds of sugar. We can put this all together here. Now we're gonna add, I also have 1/2 cup of flour. We're gonna add that there. I have raisins. This is 1/2 cup of raisins. We're gonna add that in there. This is 1 teaspoon of salt, 1 teaspoon of cinnamon, 1 teaspoon of nutmeg, 1 teaspoon of allspice. I'm sorry, 1 teaspoon of allspice. And you put the other stuff in there. Okay, so this is what I have in here so far. See why you need a big pan, guys? So now I have here, I'm gonna add the wet stuff. So I have here soft butter. This is 1/2 cup of butter. So you soften up your butter. I have here 1/4 cup of coconut oil. Some people use Crisco, but I use coconut oil instead. I have 2 eggs. And a lot of people say, you know, you don't add eggs in conkies. A lot of people write me about adding eggs to conkies. But as I say, you can leave out your eggs, you can leave out your milk. I've been using them for years. My conkies come out. Are you looking at me? My conkies come out tasting delicious every year. So I use egg and I use milk. If you don't want to use the eggs, you can leave off the egg and you can leave off the milk if you want to. Okay? I know back then, the older people didn't use eggs and milk in theirs. But remember, they didn't have refrigerators. They did not. So when they made conkies, you had to eat those conkies within a couple of days. Otherwise, you have to throw them away. They're no good. Now you can put them in the refrigerator because you have that, okay? So I add 2 eggs. And I add 1 cup of evaporated milk. And this is it. I'm also going to add 2 cups of water. And all I'm going to do now is mix this all up together until it is well mixed up. So you're going to mix it, combine everything, make sure you get everything mixed up well. This used to be our yearly thing in the islands. And good thing about it is we used to grow our own corn. My grandmother would grow her corn. And then by October or so, she would pick those corn and we would put it to dry. And then we would husk the corn. And we used to take the corn to a supermarket in town, in Bridgetown, to be made into cornmeal. So we had cornmeal then to last us throughout the year. So see, those people knew how to, you know, to do their stuff. So now I am going to continue to mix this up, guys, until it's well mixed up. And you want to mix it up well. Make sure the sugar and everything is mixed up, so you don't have a clump of anything. Okay, so I'm gonna put the camera down for a little bit and have my hubby that's behind the camera, I'm gonna have him put the camera down so that he can help me to mix this up. I don't know why you're laughing. I don't know why you're laughing.
I'm laughing at you.
Here, I'm giving this over to you.
Girl.
Look, my sexy husband is helping me. Look at that.
Guys, I want you to know something. I love my wife very much. But sometimes I wish I cash you back.
Carry me back to who?
Your father. I try one time, they tell me, she's yours now. Don't bring she back for no reason.
Now, why would you want to take me back to my father? Come on.
Oh, Lord have mercy.
I make you happy, or you want to take me back for?
No, that is true. But sometimes. I say all the time. I say sometimes.
That's good. Put those mussels in there. Put them to use.
You know that I got a bad rotator cuff, right?
That's okay. You're good.
Okay.
Use the other hand. I know you say I always put you into work, but it's looking good. It's smelling good, and nothing is cooked yet, but you can smell it. You know, it smells good. And this is how you make conkies, guys. Now, the next thing that we're gonna do is once he's finished stirring that and making sure that everything is mixed in really well, we're gonna get our banana leaves, wrap it in the banana leaves, and steam them. And I'm gonna show you. If you have a steamer, you put it in a steamer, put a little water in the pot, and put it in a steamer and steam it. If you do not have a steamer, and you have the banana leaf, the pieces that is left over that you're not going to be using, the stems and so on, you put to the bottom of the pot, instead of the pot. And then you put a little bit of water to the bottom. You put your banana leaves and so on the top, and then you rest your conkies on top. That's how they did it before. They rest the conkies on the top and the steam. Just don't put your stove too high because you don't want the water to dry out too quickly. You gotta monitor it and make sure that the water doesn't dry out. But you put your stove on medium. What?
Anybody got Benji's?
You put your stove on medium and you steam them, and you're gonna steam them for at least an hour and a half before they cook. It's gonna take an hour and a half. So put your stove on low, not even on low. Leave it alone. Just check every once in a while to make sure that the water is still in there. And that's it. Looking good, smelling good. My Charlie to the rescue. He's just showing off, guys. Pretending like he's so pretensive. There you go.
I'm pretending that this is in my yard.
So when you go to the gym, then what all these weights that you'd be
That ain't got nothing to do with it.
Oh yeah, if you're lifting all
when
those
you lift
weights.
for a certain amount of time, your hands just get tired and you gotta stop.
Okay. Stop. Just don't let people see that you complaining.
I ain't complaining. I just explaining stuff to you.
It sounds like a complaint to me. People don't want to hear that. That's right. You just gotta mix it up good, guys, because I put a lot of stuff in there.
I think you need a.
Oh, what?
All right.
I don't know what I need. Yeah, because the sugar and the cornmeal and everything, if you don't mix it up well, you'll have clumps. So you want to make sure that you don't have nothing. So, but you're doing a good job, babes. You know, you can switch arms if one arm get tired. You'll be using the same arm.
I know what kind of upward in my left arm. My left arm only. Anyhow.
Yeah. You're doing much better than me. That's for sure.
Then I think you need to start making conkies.
Okay, so you need to start eating. I need to start making conkies. You don't eat any.
How much conkies you know I just eat?
But I only make these in November, so.
But when you make them, how much will we eat? Maybe one. That's
Yeah.
it, right?
Yeah, because of the sugar.
Okay.
You don't eat a lot. That's okay. But you stir for you one.
That's all right.
Ugh.
So what did you just start my one? Give me a bowl.
That's kind of remind me of my grandmother in the kitchen.
You tell me a little old too? Like your grandmother?
I didn't say you remind me of her. I said this remind me of her. Listen now. She would be in the kitchen and she would make those, and when she make them, she'll give them to guys. I just realized that I put everything in, but I didn't put the vanilla and the almond essence in there. Those are the only things I didn't put in. So Charles is gonna put those in. So 1 teaspoon each. That's a table. Oh, that's a teaspoon. You're good. That's a teaspoon. That's
I can't see no writing on it, so I don't know.
That's mixed essence right there from Barbados. I like to use that too. So put in 1 teaspoon of mixed essence. There you go. 1 teaspoon of vanilla.
1 teaspoon of mixed essence.
Mixed essence. 1 teaspoon of vanilla.
Vanilla?
Is that vanilla or almond? I think that's almond. They keep dropping it. Okay.
This is almond.
Almond. Put 1 teaspoon of that and 1 teaspoon.
Vanilla.
Okay, 1 teaspoon of each of those. I don't know how much almond is left in the bottle, but use whatever is left. I used it the last time I was making my sweet bread. So there might not be a lot in there. Yeah. Enough for 1 teaspoon, good. Perfect. There you go. So
Okay.
now mix that in and we're all done.
So continue mixing?
Continue mixing.
Why?
Because I say so. See? See how it look, guys?
See how she tricked me?
How it treat you?
Because she said so.
Because I said, that's right.
And it's not how they call it, because she said so.
Because I said so.
All right. Tell us one of that. I ain't got no say, right?
But you do got some saying.
Okay.
Barbados Conkies, guys. We're going to be having this. I think I'll have one of these tonight after dinner. But I'll have one now, of course, when they're all done. But then tonight, I like to have one at night with my tea. I think you're good now, Charlie.
Really?
Yeah, I think you're good.
I done?
You're done. Would you stop? He's pretending, guys.
Pretending? Fire up with you.
He's such,
All right.
such a
Good.
liar.
I done.
All right.
You got your one almond essence, you got your allspice. But let me say something about allspice. You put allspice in there?
Uh-huh.
So what do you have to put in other spices?
Because your recipe calls for it. There's a little
Well,
extra.
allspice and allspice?
Allspice has everything in it, but we put some extra cinnamon and nutmeg.
Oh,
in
allspice?
there. Yeah.
Oh, I see. So it is allspice, though. It's not all the spice you want there.
Shh, you're done.
Because you
Goodbye.
know where you put something they call allspice and something, and then you got to put in other spices. Still, that's allspice.
All right, Charles. Goodbye. You're all done. Goodbye. Now we're gonna go on to our next step. So our next step is taking our conky mixture here and putting it into our banana leaves so we can steam it. Over here on the stove, I already have a pot with a steamer that I have because you want the water to boil. You put it in when the water is boiling. Okay, so you let that heat up. Then over here, I just wanted to show you this. If you have a saucepan and you don't have a steamer that you want to use, you can take all the leftover leaves that you're not going to use. You can put this all to the bottom, and then what you do is when you make a conky, then you put the conky on. You put a little bit of water to the bottom, of course, and then put your conky in there, and you go ahead and steam it that way. So that's another way. That's another way to do it that I wanted to show you. Okay, so now let's get started. I've decided to use a measuring cup, and this is a 1/2 cup. That way they would all be the same size. So every time before you take some out, you're gonna mix it up because you see sometimes like some water would settle in there, the liquid. So you would take that, you would mix it up. So I'm going to put on here. Ooh, I just made a mess over there on the wall. And I measure out 1 cup in here. I'm sorry, 1/2 cup. And I'm gonna put this 1/2 cup right there in the center. Then I'm gonna take my leaf. I'm gonna go over like that. I'm gonna come over like this. And this is, I'm going to trim this off right here. That was at the end. And this is your conky is ready for the stove as soon as the water is boiled. So I'm going to rest that aside. Let me do another one here. And you will notice with some of your leaves, sometimes the leaves crack like that. If the leaf crack, you can go ahead and take another one. Like this one is cracked, so obviously I wouldn't use this. But after this crack, you know, you can go ahead. See, I'm using this one, and this is cracked. I can put another one on top of it. Depends on where the crack is. I can go like that, okay? So right now, I think this one is okay. So let me go ahead and mix up a little bit, mix it up well, so that, you know, all the liquid is mixed in. And then I'm gonna measure half a cup. Right there in the center. And then I will do the same thing. Turn it here, turn it here. I want to cut this edge off, which I probably should have done before, but I'm gonna cut that off. That was just the end of the banana leaf. And as I told you, you're gonna, before you start to do this, you're gonna swinge these leaves on the stove so as to make it pliable for you to, you know, to be easy for you to bend like that, okay? And this is it. You're gonna rest that there, and we're gonna continue to do this. We're making conkies, my favorite. I love conkies, guys. I end up eating most of these myself. Charles don't eat that much because of the sugar content. And you know, when you're making these here too, you see the amount of sugar that I use. You can use a little less sugar. You don't have to use that amount of sugar. And here we go again. Here we go again. I mean, there's another way to fold this too. You can fold it like this and fold it like under. I tend to like this way, so I do this way. And let's just get my scissors and clip the ends right here, which is a little bit dry. Fold it over, voila. And just rest that. And I'm gonna continue to do them, but that's exactly what I'm gonna do. And then once they're all done, I'm gonna put them in a saucepan. We're gonna be making conkies, yeah. Okay, guys, so let me finish do this, and I will be right back. I'm here still working, guys. So I have the last set in here. My pan is almost empty here. So I'm gonna get the last little bit out of here. I've already put some on the stove, which I'll show you in a minute. But let's get this all out. And this is the last set. So in all, I made that batch that you just saw me put together, give me 39 with this half a cup. So half a cup in each of them, I made 39. So you could, you know, just in case you need to give them away or whatever you need to do, you'll have an idea if you use half a cup how much it'll give you. Okay, so this is the last one here. I'm going to go ahead and fold this over just like I did all the rest, and voila. So come over to the stove. Let me show you what I did over here. Okay, so you see this, I have my steamer here going. So in here, there's 25 in here. The saucepan can just hold, this can only hold 25, so there's 25 in there. Over here, in here, what I did, I have another steamer, but it's not big enough. This pot is not big enough for that. And I put the pieces to bottom, like I explained to you earlier, the pieces leftover banana leaf. So these have 10 in here. So this is 25 and this is 10, 35. I'm gonna finish this up. Then I will come back when they're all done. it's going to, I'm going to let them steam. I have the stove on low because I just wanted to take its time. I don't want to put it too high because then the water is going to boil out and then you might burn to the bottom. So you don't want to do that. So for 1.5 hours, I'm going to leave them there. I'm going to time it to make sure. And then I will be back and we will take them out and test them and do all that good stuff. Okay, so I'll be right back. Conkies are all done. Here they are. Now guys, I made a mistake earlier. I said I had 39. I think I counted wrong. I had 29. So that batch gave me 29 at half a cup each. 29, not 39. So I think I said 39. Okay guys, so they're all done. I left them in there for 1.5 hours. I put the stove on low so they can just take the time and cook. And then put it too high and they're all done. So let's go ahead, give them a try and see what they're like. So this is one right here. Let's just take this off. And that is what the conky should look like, guys. You see with the banana leaf, it turns the color. Oh, let's put it over here like that. Let's just wipe that off. Guys, so now let me just go ahead and taste it for you. You see it looks nice like that. So this, guys, if you have never had conkies, I ask you to go ahead and give this a try and then write me and let me know what you think about it. This is good for dessert. You want something sweet to snack on, you can snack on this. If you are having a cup of tea in the morning, this could be go right there with your breakfast. I mean, you have the pumpkin, the coconut, the potato. You have a lot of stuff in here that is really good for you. So you can have this with a cup of tea in the morning, a coffee, or in the evening. You know, after dinner, you can just have one of these, and they're delicious. So give it a try. If you are used to making them but you haven't started yet, go ahead, get all your ingredients together, and let's get started. So I'm gonna go ahead and taste this. I always look forward to this. That's it, guys. This is what it looks like. That's your conky. This is nice and smooth. It's not dried out. It is perfectly done. You can go ahead and try it and let me know if you try it, if you like it, all that good stuff. Guys, thank you so much for joining me. I had fun. I hope you have fun as well. Don't forget to share, like, subscribe, share, because there's some people out there who've never made conkies that want to make it. So make sure you share the video. Like, subscribe, and leave me a comment. I love to read your comments. Until next time, bye-bye.